PM departs for UK and USA. 14 villages in Congo to access health care. And Alotau police face housing issues. A very good evening. This is National EMTV News. I'm Malinta Yopolo. Thank you for joining us. The new Porgera Mining Limited today presented a check worth more than 198 million kina as corporate tax to the Internal Revenue Commission today.
The check was presented to Commissioner General Sam Koim and Prime Minister James Marape today by the new Porgera Country Manager Karo Maha and Chairman Sarimu Kanu at the APEC terminal. Upon receiving the check, Prime Minister James Marape had this to say.
I want to say, I apologize to the country that we shut down Porgera. But the reason why we shut down Porgera to get up better deals was that we want to get more for our country. And new Porgera is starting out. I want to say thank you to Governor Paras and the people in Enga. This is just a tax. They've declared.
The new Porgera Limited has also declared a $80 million dividend to be distributed between parties.
$80 million US for dividend. And that $80 million will be split between parties. Of course, landowners and provincial government from what they used to collect at 5% before. Now they're collecting 15%, so 15% of that $80 million is theirs. And I want to say also thank you to Mr. Bristow for a great human being he is. He fought hard with me and negotiated hard, but at the end of the day we meet a place in which he's got a return on investment for his shareholders, and we also took a fair value on what we can take for our country.
Prime Minister Marape also announced that a portion of that 80 million kina will be given to Kumul Petroleum and the rest to the landowners.
He's made it known to us. A new Porgera Limited will also give a little bit of dividend to Kumul Petroleum, and a bigger one is going to our landowners in the context. I look forward at the current gold price. In 3 years' time, 4 years' time, we should be in a place for Kumul.
While thanking the Barrick team, Prime Minister further called on the people of Porgera to take care of the mine.
We're not new in the mining and oil and gas business. We've been around for the last 50 years in the mining and oil and gas business. We want to get a fair return for our people. Because when people get it fair, they protect the resources, and the resource blesses the companies and blesses the country. I want to say thank you to Mr. Bristow and his team at Barrick and Sinjin. They are 49% owners. We are 51% owners, but we all both pay our tax, and the dividend in time will be split in this proportion going forward. And so what a wonderful story that has emerged out of Porgera. To the Porgera Valley landowners who are doing the by-election today, making by-election and not going to back up in place. 15% blow dividend and blow yupla. We're working to make sure tax credit scheme is enveloped, fixing police station La Porgera, resettlement La Porgera, courthouse La Porgera, jail facility along Mukrumanda Nahawa, and all this plus something. So I just ask our people in Porgera, as you are doing your by-elections, these politicians will not look after you, Porgera will look after you.
Samantha Solomon, National EMTV News.
Prime Minister James Marape left the country today to visit 2 countries. His first visit will be to the United Kingdom to see King Charles III, and then will stop over United States for discussions with companies such as ExxonMobil and Newmont, among others.
Prime Minister James Marape elaborated on his visit to the United States and the United Kingdom.
Conversations around Papua, Piniang, and wildebeest LNGs. ExxonMobil is a substantial investor in our country, a good corporate citizen, and in that context, based on the success of PNG LNG, it is in our strategic pursuit to make sure Papua LNG is progressed. We then, after Papua, the construction migrates to Piniang, And after Penang, we're looking at migrating that construction also to wildebeest.
He added that he is mindful in terms of climate change while talks on extracting minerals continues.
Those in the context of harvesting the gas, I am very mindful. We have a climate change conversation in our country, in our city right now. I've indicated to the Green Climate Fund meeting that is happening, Papua New Guinea's carbon footprint is very minimal. In fact, we are carbon negative. We emit, our carbon footprint is around 10 million metric tons. Currently, we absorb over 100 million metric tons.
Prime Minister further added on what he will be discussing with the major companies that operates in PNG in terms of mineral resources. Prime Minister further noted that he has advised the climate change team to shut down coal and migrate to gas.
Shut down the coal and migrate to gas as a transition energy in pursuit of clean energy solutions for the world. And we want to, as a country, our oil and gas resource in our country, the next 20 years, we want to progress. I am not a prophet, but trust me on this one. Technology and science is emerging. If we don't harvest from our resources in 20 years, the world would have migrated to a clean energy. That conversation is raging as we speak. Cleaner energy options are being looked at. There is no other use for our gas and oil. It's purely for energy, petroleum products and electricity.
In his absence, the Deputy Prime Minister John Rosso will be the acting Prime Minister for the next 10 days. Samantha Solomon, National EMTV News.
Meanwhile, the Prime Minister highlighted reason for the delay in the Penang project.
Did the gas agreement with us at the backdrop of a $12 billion capital investment project for Papua LNG. War in oil and gas hot spaces. COVID-19 had come in 2020. So when the bid went out, it came in at $18 billion. They went back for a new bid, capping off some of the engineering work for Papua. The second bids have come in at around $15 billion. So the total leadership, as well as the partners of Papua LNG have indicated to us I need to sit with government. I am going to Houston. I've met them, said government stands little chance of relooking at the fiscals. We've secured the fiscals as it is. If there are other ways for us to relook at giving them some support.
The driver for Gabuna Transport, a public motor vehicle based in Alotsa, was shot in the head during the hold-up at Aluvia along the East Cape Highway of Milne Bay Province on Monday morning.
According to Halatau Provincial Police Commander Benjamin Kua, the driver of the PMV was rushed to the hospital, however succumbed to his injury. Mr. Kua stated that passengers were also robbed of all their properties.
So driver on his head and got all the properties belongings of the passengers and escaped. The driver was rushed to the hospital, but he can't make it. He died of the gunshot on his head.
PVC Kua further reported of another incident that took place later in the afternoon at the same highway. A PMV named Grace Transport was also held up.
We suspected that the same group hold up and they ransacked properties of the passengers in the vehicle and escaped into the dark.
PPC Kua stated police are conducting operations and are working closely with reliable sources to apprehend the suspects.
Our team are now doing the investigation. We identify a number of them. So we are going around to round them up. We just got a news from some source. So we are still yet to apprehend them. And normally when they involved, they normally run into the bush and they hide in the bushes. So Eventually we will catch them, but currently not yet.
Benson Wema, National EMTV News.
Police housing in Milne Bay Province remains an issue with no proper and available accommodations to cater for police officers.
With the recent deployment of new constables this year to all provinces after the training at Bomana, Alotau PPC said they were unable to take new officers.
They want to send some, but we literally have no accommodation to accommodate. The rest ones, we don't get them because of this accommodation problem.
PPC Kua explained some of his officers are in rentals around Alotau and going to work.
So I took a group last year that passed out, 10 of them, but they have no accommodation. So we just switch them in the office, and then some are renting outside. It's very risky.
He added the issues have been brought to the attention of the provincial authorities.
So I talked to our provincial administration and our police administration, but there's nobody responding to this accommodation problem. So we are still not getting any new ones due to this accommodation problem. Unless we have accommodation, I think we are looking at getting more to assist our manpower to fight crime in the province.
Benson Wema, National EMTV News.
Police Commissioner David Manning confirmed that a foreign national has been charged in Port Moresby over allegation of being in possession of 60 kilograms of cocaine. The 45-year-old male arrested is from New South Wales, Australia, and was captured at the North Waigani Universal Lodge last night. Manning said the man will face decades in PNG prison. Due to the seriousness of the offense, Manning explained the individual will not be allowed bail as he awaits trial. Prime Minister James Marape. National EMTV News continues after the break. Stay with us.
Chicken kebab saja nak? Yum.
Beef stir fry.
Chicken curry, my favorite.
Kebabs for you,
Yum.
stir fry for you, and chicken curry for us.
Magic in every meal, one cube at a time.
You get big data and big value with Telecom Good Pillar mobile data plans. From only 3 Kina, you get 1 gig for 24 hours. And for only 150 Kina, you get 130 gigs over a whopping 30 days. And with loads of Good Pillar data plans to choose from, there's a small, medium or large plan to match your budget. Dial *777# to subscribe. Telecom, connecting you anywhere, anytime.
Hi, I'm Chef Jules Hennow, and this is where my true inspiration for cooking started. Like most of us, I learned to cook from my mum. Nothing beats simple recipes where fresh local produce is at the heart, especially when it's a home-cooked meal, prepared and shared with the ones you love. And in PNG, no meal is complete without rice. And my choice is always Trukai. Trukai, true inspiration through generations.
All-new GWM Power has the best-in-class pulling power. Book a test drive today and hop into Broco Motors for a spin.
Martha, and each week on Kai Time, we'll introduce you to local food businesses showcasing their delicious dishes. Plus, you will discover how to make tasty and affordable meals using ingredients from your local markets. Tune in to Kai Time every Wednesday at 7 p.m. right here on your number one to watch, EMTV.
You're watching National EMTV News. Over 71% of alcohol consumed in the country is illicit. This poses a serious threat to the health and safety of Papua New Guineans. This was revealed by the Manufacturers Council of PNG during the FTI Consulting report launched on illicit alcohol yesterday.
During the launch of FTI Consulting report on illicit alcohol in PNG, Chief Executive Officer of Manufacturers Council of PNG, Shay Scoville, said illicit alcohol such as steam, homebrew, methanol and others is already causing health problems in the country. He said the findings of the report is alarming.
The homebrew is really bad. It's not clean alcohol. It has relatively high levels of methanol, and everybody knows somebody who's become very, very sick after drinking homebrew. We've actually had many documented cases of people dying and losing their eyesight. These are all symptomatic of methanol poisoning. Proper good manufacturing processes, quality standards are really critical that import industrial ethanol. This is ethanol that's meant to be used for cleaning products and things like that, not for human consumption.
Mr. Scoville said the government, through the Prime Minister James Marape, has taken note of the report and they are committed to address the issues.
The response from the Prime Minister was very good. Put out a signal to his cabinet colleagues and to all of the government agencies today that they have to expeditiously work to do the same with this alcohol problem.
He further appealed to alcohol consumers to purchase certified alcohol products. Pakatambua, National EMTV News.
About 14 remote villages now looks forward to accessing basic health care following the groundbreaking ceremony of a new health center in Konge, remote East Cipic province.
Situated in the Cipic Plains East Konge region in Sauso LLG, comprising of 14 remote villages. In an historic event recently, villagers from far and wide gathered to witness the groundbreaking ceremony of the construction of the first ever health center and staff house to be built to serve the region. Minister for International Trade and Investment and member for Yanguru Sausia, Richard Maru, said the signing of a 1 million kina road project will pave way and access for Konge region communities.
Service initial reaching Yubla. And I'm here to say this is going to change from today and ago.
Services will now reach the region.
Come all the way down to Korengwa. Now if you're looking machine, come here and start to move now.
One of which is the construction of the new health center and staff house at a total cost of 600,000 kina. The journey to the region is not an easy one by road. Women's representative for Konge region highlights the challenges faced by women.
No, Mama, especially me plus facing big life during the time blocking beginning. Me plus a Karim number inside the bush, na some the life me plus a Lusim. Me plus can lose him life for baby or even the mother too.
Mr. Maru said the contractor is expected to deliver quality infrastructure for his people.
I will me to show the contractor. But you don't know if you blood you bush na come na game about every material from hardware. This is a very serious project. project na milagim high quality work must come up.
He said fair distribution of services in his district remains a priority. Amanda Ilaitia, National MTV News.
Member for Nawi District, Theo Pelgan, has backed a sunk web limestone project with 50,000 kina funding and a full government support following a high-level meeting at Hotel Morobe recently. The member for Nawi District, Theo Pelgan, said the sunk web limestone project is a strategic and high-impact socio-economic venture that has the potential to transform the district and Morobe province, elevating them to international recognition.
It's a development that has been waiting, and now let's get this development going, you know.
In recognition of the Sunk Web Investments Limited effort in progressing the regulatory compliance and exploration work since 2018, MP Pelgan presented 50,000 kina check to support the company's administrative operations. He directed the company to draft a memorandum of agreement to ensure long-term government backing, however clarified that the government will not seek equity in the project. This is to encourage local entrepreneurship and landowner participation.
100% support from my government of the day, and we will support it as long as possible to make sure this thing is brought out to flourish.
The company executives provided an overview showing the presence of high-quality limestone suitable for industrial quicklime production. Nawi District has endorsed 23 million kina drilling and organization capacity building program that will be submitted for funding under the national government medium-term development plan for 2023 to 2027. A 4-in-1 classroom and a staff house will be built in Tuanumbu village of Yanguru Sausia District, East Cipic Province.
While officiating the event earlier this week, local member Richard Maru revealed the costing of the school.
This year, the budget blow DDA. We will put him 700,000 to fund him the new Tunumbu Primary School.
These were his remarks.
But over the years, you will no more na produce plan 7 months. We must talk about true blood. Tunumbu now you know got name. Like it used to have in the early days. One blood is a Muslim, one monkey walk about long blood distance to us.
The proud villagers demonstrated their challenges in a drama adding emotion and portraying the everyday life of their children. Mr. Maru said Tuanumbu used to have high education standards in the past.
Today, you make creative history of life you plan at La village.
This development comes as a relief to the locals. Mr. Maru acknowledged the landowners for allowing their land to be used for development. Amanda Ilaitia, National MTV News.
Trukai Industries Smart Farm Training Program is seeing significant growth with a total of 94 farmers currently participating in the 4th batch of the program.
The 94 farmers came from Millen Bay, Central, NCD, Gulf, East New Britain, West New Britain and New Ireland. The 4th batch of the training started today at the Pacific Adventist University, or PAU, just outside Port Moresby. Trukai Farms site manager at PAU, Thomas Tetu, said the program is about empowering rice farmers.
Go through the 2 weeks of theory in classes, and then they'll go back and do their practical. So the program itself, it's a 20-week program, the Trukai Smart Farmer program. 2 weeks theory, where the farmers or participant all come inside PAU or University of Technology to study in classrooms and lecture halls. So within these 2 weeks, we are learning all 4 modules that we cover. Module 1 is Introduction to Rice Farming. Module 2...
A participant who came all the way from Halotau spoke on the impact of Smart Farm program. Corporal Nestelio Philip, a correctional service personnel based at Gili Prison, said he is looking forward to impact farming in prison.
Such programs would be of a big benefit, a great benefit to the prison institution back at our prisons, since the prisons live in confinement where they don't have the opportunity to attend such programs where they can become productive people and contribute back to nation building in their own communities.
A final year science student at PAU, Caroline Solomon, shared similar sentiments.
It's a life skill training. It will benefit me for a long run. For example, if I'm unemployed next year, I'm in a better position that I will able to train my people back in my community so we can do a farm and do rice farming.
Meanwhile, Mr. Tetu said the Smart Farm program will continue next year and they're looking at involving more provinces. Pakatambua, National EMTV News.
Air Guinea has for the first time transported live fish export out of Port Moresby and Papua New Guinea on a direct flight to Hong Kong last Wednesday, 25th June.
4 specialized fish bins, collectively weighing 4 tons, were loaded onto Air Guinea's Boeing 767 aircraft for a 6-hour and 40 minutes flight that departed Port Moresby at 4 p.m. The containers are specifically designed for live fish transport, ensuring water quality, oxygen, and temperature control. While Air Guinea has previously facilitated the export of live marine products to Hong Kong, those shipments originated from Australia and transited through Port Moresby. The recent operation was the first time live fish by a locally based seafood exporter that had been transported directly from Papua New Guinea. Air Guinea's Chief Executive Officer, Mr. Gary Sedin, emphasized that air transport ensures that perishable exports, including live fish, reach global markets swiftly while minimizing mortality and preserving quality. Mr. Sedin also highlighted that there are specific handling protocols and regulatory compliances involved in the transportation of live marine products. He said exporters interested in similar ventures should coordinate with Air Guinea Cargo well in advance to ensure all arrangements meet the necessary standards. Natasha Ovoy, National, EMTV News.
In an affirmation of grassroots development, Nawi District has been recognized at the 2025 Women's Economic Empowerment Expo in Ley Morobe Province recently for its transformative efforts in micro, small and medium enterprise growth. Under the national team, Growing MSME is Growing PNG. Nawi continues to pioneer scalable programs in infrastructure, financing and training to entrepreneurs across Labuta, Nabak and Wine Arab LLGs. More than 50 business owners from these localities completed the Start Your Own Business program late last year through a joint initiative by the SME Corporation and the Nawi District Development Authority. 12,000-member Bubiang Morang Mama Group recently received a 5,000 Kina startup capital and sewing kits, positioning them for a formal SME registration. Infrastructure development has also surged with a new 3 kilometers access road completed in June 2025, linking Kalawang, Balawang and Kasingan villages to Ley markets, streamlining the supply chain for coffee and fresh produce. Member for Nawi Teo Pelgan said this aligns with the district's 5-year plan and the medium-term development plan 4. The recent expo at Eruku Oval saw Nawi Mama Group taking home 750 Kina cash prize, with MP Pelgan pledging stronger DDA backing in December. Mr. Pelgan is urging fellow Morobian MPs to champion similar support. Now we take a look at the Nest Fund market report. The Kina closed lower at $0.2425 in the interbank market. At Bank South Pacific, your Kina was buying 0.2350 US dollars, 0.3542 Australian dollars, 0.1909 euro, 33.32 Japanese yen. Looking at commodity prices at New York close, gold is trading higher, coffee closed lower, cocoa closed lower, copper closed lower, palm oil closed lower, crude oil is trading higher, and copper closed unchanged. And on the stock market, the Dow Jones closed higher, the ASX 200 is trading higher, and the All Ordinaries is trading higher. National MTV News continues after the break. Stay with us.
Dear son, you ask me how I live such a good life. Yes, I've had some good luck, like the day I met your mother. But it wasn't always that way. I've made some good choices too, like working hard and keeping my super with NASFAN. They looked after it for me, which meant I could concentrate on looking after my family. Living each day, knowing that when the time came, I'd be ready for tomorrow. Love, Dad.
The all-new, powerful GWM Power. Book a test drive today and hop into Barocco Motors for a spin.
Enjoy more talk, more text, and more time online with Telecom More Bundles. Choose from 8 plans ranging from 3 kina with 600 megabytes of data all the way up to 75 kina, loaded with a massive 35 gig. Best of all, each plan comes with an unlimited on-network call minutes plus on-net and off-net talk and text. That's way more time to chat with family and friends. Telecom More Bundles. Top up now.
Soft and lovely hair growth cream. The new way to nourish your hungry hair. The first hair growth cream with natural origins. No silicone, overload of nutrients, and incredibly melted texture that is instantly absorbed by your hair. Available at Trends Essential Beauty Shop in Bryant Bell Plaza, Gordon's, and Eliseo Rainbow, Trends Salons, and all retail shops near you.
This Thursday on Sports Scene, ESP Schools Competition Finals, we take a look at Bernice FC's girls-only soccer comp, David Mead on PNG in the NRL, and we speak to one of PNG's very own sons, Marcus Bai.
Hi, I'm David Mead and you're watching Sports Scene.
You're watching National MTV News. The 3-day District Community Development Center, or DCDC, combined workshop for Southern and New Guinea Islands region, hosted at Napa Napa Central Province, concluded today.
During the closing ceremony today, the Department for Community Development and Religion, Acting Deputy Secretary for Implementation, David Nogi, reflected positively on the event. Nogi reiterates that it is timely to have the officers from the provinces come together for a discussion to help implement the DCDC concept in the regions.
All the stakeholders, our international partners, NGOs, must go down with us and report to government what they are doing. And we collaborate and harness the priorities going down. So it's an important step. Now the purpose of the community development workshop, the 3 days that we ran here at Tuava, is to establish effective program service delivery.
He added that the participants are the important partners to implement the concept effectively.
This is to inform the key stakeholders. Our key stakeholders now we brought from the province. Okay, you have the provincial planner, you have the community development advisor, the community development officer, and they're all here. This one is the Southern and the New Guinea Islands region.
Nugi also added that interests are building to have centers established around the country to serve the people.
In all, this workshop will inform the functional MOU to operationalize our district community development project. So far, we've opened 2, and there's 3 more by end of this year, and 40 MPs have come on board, showing interest that they want a district community development center.
Benson Wema, National EMTV News.
Moving to overseas news, U.S. President Donald Trump says Israel has agreed to terms for a 60-day ceasefire in Gaza. Trump announced the development on social media ahead of a meeting with Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu at the White House next week.
And so there's another possibility of a ceasefire in Gaza. President Trump has put on social media that Israel has agreed to the necessary conditions to finalise the 60-day ceasefire, during which time the US will work with all parties to end the war. President Trump says the Qataris and Egyptians, who he says have worked very hard to help bring peace, will deliver this final proposal. And, quote, I hope for the good of the Middle East that Hamas takes this deal, because it will not get better, it will only get worse. It's understood Israel has agreed to the proposal. It's not yet clear whether Hamas will. Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu is due here in Washington in the next week, where it's expected the ceasefire may be announced. This war has been devastating. It began, of course, with Hamas's October 7 attacks and atrocities in southern Israel, during which more than 1,000 Israelis were killed and hundreds taken hostage. As many as 50 of those hostages are still being kept in Gaza, not all of them alive. In response, Israel has devastated much of Gaza. According to Israeli newspaper Haaretz, more than 17,000 children have been killed in this war in Gaza. Now, it's not clear whether this ceasefire will hold. There's been many false dawns, many reports previously of ceasefires. But clearly President Trump wants to announce yet another ceasefire. He announced one between Pakistan and India, and then, of course, famously between Israel and Iran. It's clear he would also like to be seen as somebody who brings this devastating war in Gaza to an end. But in terms of resolving the longer-term issues, that will not really make much of a difference. The solutions in the Middle East between the Israelis and the Palestinians are unlikely to be military, more likely to be political. And for all of the possibilities and doubts that have emerged, the international community leadership still believes that a two-state solution, that is, a Palestinian state alongside Israel, remains the only viable alternative to war.
Foreign Minister Penny Wong has met a U.S. counterpart in Washington as Australia makes the case for America to stick with the AUKUS Defence Pact. Trade and critical minerals were also on the agenda.
Foreign Minister Penny Wong met her US counterpart Marco Rubio, who's the Secretary of State, for a one-on-one on the sidelines of this broader Quad foreign ministers meeting in Washington. There was a whole raft of topics covered in this meeting, but perhaps one of the notable things from it was the admission, according to Penny Wong, of the topic of defence spending. She says that wasn't brought up. Now, defence spending has been something the US has been pushing Australia to increase for quite some time now. They want Australia to increase defence spending to 3.5% of GDP. That would be some tens of billions of dollars more allocated to the defence budget than is currently the case. In response, Australia has said, the Australian government has repeatedly said that spending is already at record levels, as it makes the case that it will determine what it spends on defence, not have that dictated to it by other countries. As well as that, though, the Foreign Minister says she continued to make the case for Australia to get an exemption from the Trump administration's tariff agenda. There's already tariffs of 10% as a baseline across most Australian exports to the US, and Australian steel and aluminium exports to the US already have a 50% tariff applied to them. She's also raised the topic of AUKUS. This is the Defence Pact, which will eventually see Australia have a fleet of nuclear-powered submarines. She's raised that because the US is currently reviewing its commitment to the deal, which is between Australia, the UK and the US, and she says that Australia has again made its view clear.
National MTV News continues after the break with Trukai Sports. Stay with us.
Accept the challenge. Choose PNG's favorite purified bottled water. True Wara, 100% PNG made.
Proudly bottled by Paradise Foods.
Hilton Port Moresby Hotel and Residence. Hilton Port Moresby Hotel and Residence. Your stay, your house, your home.
The GWM Tank 300 has all the amazing creature comforts you want. And it really loves going off-road. Hop into Barocco Motors for a spin. Book a test drive today.
Hi, I'm Chef Jules Henow, and this is where my true inspiration for cooking started. Like most of us, I learned to cook from my mum. Nothing beats simple recipes where fresh local produce is at the heart, especially when it's a home-cooked meal, prepared and shared with the ones you love. And in PNG, no meal is complete without rice. And my choice is always Trukai. Trukai, true inspiration through generations.
Since the regulation came into being in 2000, the super funds have grown from just under 2 billion kina industry to now 20 billion kina.
Join us every Monday nights at 7 p.m. for In Focus, your weekly news and current affairs talk show, which presents in-depth commentaries, discussions, and analysis of the major current affairs issues in Papua New Guinea and in the region.
Areas involving politically exposed presence.
Papua New Guinea loses between 20 and 25% of its national budget to corruption, fraud, waste and error each year.
There are existence of clandestine laboratories illicitly producing crystal meth.
Every Monday nights at 7 p.m.
Trukai Sports.
Welcome to Trukai Sports. Here is a highlight on Team PNG for Day 2 of the Pacific Mini Games in Palau.
The sport of Va'a brought in another medal for Team PNG on Day 2. This time a bronze for the men's V6 500-meter crew. They clocked on a time of 1 minute 53.24 seconds. Behind Tahiti in first place and Wallis and Futuna in second. Meanwhile, for Team PNG swimmers in Event 11 men's 100-meter butterfly, Nathaniel Noka finished with a time of 59.72 seconds. In Event 12 women's 100-meter butterfly, Abigail I. Tom swam 1 minute 11.65 seconds. In Event 13 men's 50-meter backstroke saw 3 PNG athletes take the pool. Noka returned to swim 32.16 seconds. Howda Loy clocked in 32.20 seconds and Troy Oates finished in 33.76 seconds. In basketball, 3x3 action was mightier yesterday, with both PNG men's and women's team getting off a powerful start in their opening matches. The women's team dominated host nation Palau with 21-7 win, while the men's team edged out Vanuatu 22-14 in a close fourth match. Both PNG teams returned to court in the evening for their second matches, this time against Marshall Islands for men and Fiji for women. While both teams fell short in the first stop of Conference 1, they are regrouping for today with renewed focus and determination. For Day 3 of the mini-games, Team PNG will be back in action across several sports including table tennis, swimming, Va'a, indoor volleyball, softball, basketball 3x3, beach volleyball and weightlifting. Joel Mipari, Trukai Sports.
Meanwhile, first goal for Team PNG has come from Dikatoa in the 54 kg women's weightlifting. She is now the 16th-time Oceania champion. The PNG Hunters are preparing for their round 16 clash against the Blackhawks this Sunday at the Santos National Football Stadium.
Round 16 of the Hot Plus Cup season will see the PNG Hunters return home to face the Townsville Blackhawks this Sunday at 3 p.m. Coach Paul Aiton says energy has been the main focus in camp this week as the team looks to bounce back from the recent losses.
We're just a lot more focused on our defence. Pretty much just a regular session that we normally do. I think the biggest difference was just the boys' energy levels. And we've got a lot more players back from injury. Now we've only got 3 long-term injuries now. So that's Benji, Wallen and Koso. And we had a lot of injuries early, and these 3 are starting players for us as well, normally. So they're the only ones out at the moment.
He also noted on the competition and what the team believes in.
Last year at this time. But yeah, most definitely it's all achievable. It just depends if the boys believe, what we believe, and we believe that we should be higher on the ladder. We believe we need to remain in that top 4 position. That's what we believe, and I think it's just managing energy levels and bringing, just like what you saw today at our session, just bringing that energy again in our captain's run and leading into...
Playmaker Judah Rimbu is back and ready to lift the squad with the goal of keeping the Hunters at top 4.
Good coach, welcome me back home. Good support from him and the boys as well. So good preparation so far. But our goal is to finish on top 2 or top 4 this year. So we are positive on that and we're working towards it.
Experienced forward Epel Capinias says the team is learning from last week's defeats, calling it a stepping stone to improvement.
Yeah, lost to take him. It's just like a stepping stone for us. Like the energy was there, but I think we're going to bring him up this good energy where I come from, like we play all players. So.
Joel Mipari, Trukai Sports.
Meanwhile, the PNG Hunters are now calling on all fans to rally behind them as they prepare to face the Townsville Blackhawks.
The coming game for the PNG Hunters kickoff is set for 3 p.m. is deemed crucial. Pressure is on the Hunters as they aim to bounce back in front of their home crowd. Coach Paul Aiton thanks all fans for their continued support and make this appeal.
Just another one, just quickly. I just want to thank, just in support of all our fans that came the week before our last home game. Thank you very much for coming. We'd ask you to please come and support us again. When it's as full as it is, it really helps us come home. And thanks for all the fans that stick with us every week. It's really much appreciated. I appreciate it, the club appreciates it, and I know the players appreciate it too. So please come and support us again. Thank you.
Coach Paul Aiton says home support could make all the difference. Joel Mipari, Trukai Sports.
Trukai Sports continues after the break. Stay with us.
Trukai Sports.
Chicken kebab saja, yum.
Beef stir fry.
Chicken curry, my favorite.
Kebabs for you.
Yum.
Stir fry for you. And chicken curry for us.
Magic in every meal, 1 cube at a time.
Dear son, you ask me how I live such a good life. Yes, I've had some good luck, like the day I met your mother. But it wasn't always that way. I've made some good choices too, like working hard and keeping my super with NASFAN. They looked after it for me, which meant I could concentrate on looking after my family. Living each day, knowing that when the time came, I'd be ready for tomorrow. Love, Dad.
The GWM Tank 500 has a super luxurious interior with 7 family-friendly seats, and it really loves going off-road. Book a test drive today and hop into Barocco Motors for a spin.
You get big data and big value with Telecom Good Pillar mobile data plans. From only 3 Kina, you get 1 gig for 24 hours. And for only 150 Kina, you get 130 gigs over a whopping 30 days. And with loads of Good Pillar data plans to choose from, there's a small, medium or large plan to match your budget. Dial *777# to subscribe. Telecom, connecting you anywhere, anytime.
I know that every man, woman and child of our new nation shares this moment of pride and happiness.
EMTV proudly wishes Papua New Guinea a happy 50th anniversary.
Hi, I'm Chef Jules Henao, and this is where my true inspiration for cooking started. Like most of us, I learned to cook from my mum. Nothing beats simple recipes where fresh local produce is at the heart, especially when it's a home-cooked meal, prepared and shared with the ones you love. And in PNG, no meal is complete without rice. And my choice is always Trukai. Trukai, true inspiration through generations.
You're watching Trukai Sports. The Port Moresby Corporate Volleyball Competition wrapped up its round 15 matches over the weekend with top teams battling for final spots and players praising the event for building teamwork and friendships.
It was an action-packed weekend for the Port Moresby Corporate Volleyball Competition at the Tauranga Aquatic Centre as teams pushed through round 15 with 1 goal, securing a spot in the finals. BSP team captain Lois Garena said the competition is more than just a sport. It is about people, connection and stepping outside the workplace.
I mean, for this competition, basically, it's about all the corporates coming together and
not just having fun, but it's a great place to network as well, you know. Playing against teams like Bank and whatnot, the other we're all competitors in the business, but when we come here, we're all friends. We all get to, you know, share knowledge, ideas, not just on the court, but off the court as well. So basically stepping away from your desk and coming out here and having fun.
As the finals draw near, the competition spirit remains high, but the real win is the bond shared across the companies through sport. Joel Mipari, Trukai Sports.
Round 10 of the Fairfax volleyball competition was played over the weekend, with top teams across all divisions delivering exciting wins and close contests in both men's and women's matches.
The Fairfax volleyball competition saw thrilling actions in round 10 over the weekend. In the men's Premier Division, Route 25 proved too strong for Yankees with 3-0. Freeway Hawks defeated Raukele 3-1, while Chemics outlasted Falcons 3-2 in the tied 5-setter. In the men's Division 1, Route 25 beat Yankees 3-1. Raukele handed Hillside first defeat, winning 3-2. Route 25, Falcons 2 and Chemics also registered victories. The under-21 division saw Falcons 2 dominate Yankees 3-0. Raukele dominated their unbeaten streak in 3-1 over Freeway Hawks. Contenders beat Route 25 and Chemics took down Falcons 1, both winning 3-1. In the women's Premier Division, Falcon beat Route 25. Hillside edged Raukele and Chemics declared 3-1 victory over Route 25. The match between Falcon and Freeway was washed out. Women's Division 1 matches ended with wins to Raukele, Falcon 1, Hillside, Snipers and Route 25. The Fairfax competition continues next weekend with round 11. Joel Mipari, Trukai Sports.
That ends Trukai Sports. The Morning Plus weather report is next. Stay with us.
Trukai Sports. Trukai Sports.
Hi, I'm Chef Jules Henao, and this is where my true inspiration for cooking started. Like most of us, I learned to cook from my mum. Nothing beats simple recipes where fresh local produce is at the heart, especially when it's a home-cooked meal, prepared and shared with the ones you love. And in PNG, no meal is complete without rice. And my choice is always Trukai. Trukai, true inspiration through generations.
The all-new GWM Power has the best-in-class pulling power. Book a test drive today and hop into Broco Motors for a spin.
Soft and lovely hair growth cream. The new way to nourish your hungry hair. The first hair growth cream with natural origins. No silicone, overload of nutrients, and incredibly melted texture that is instantly absorbed by your hair. Available at Trends Essential Beauty Shop in Bryant Bell Plaza, Gordon's, and Eliseo Rainbow, Trends Salons, and all retail shops near you.
Enjoy more talk, more text, and more time online with Telecom More Bundles. Choose from 8 plans ranging from 3 kina with 600 megabytes of data all the way up to 75 kina, loaded with a massive 35 gig. Best of all, each plan comes with an unlimited on-network call minutes plus on-net and off-net talk and text. That's way more time to chat with family and friends. Telecom More Bundles. Top up now.
I'm Martha, and each week on Kai Time, we'll introduce you to local food businesses showcasing their delicious dishes. Plus, you will discover how to make tasty and affordable meals using ingredients from your local markets. Tune in to Kai Time every Wednesday at 7 p.m. right here on your number one to watch, EMTV.
Dreaming for more than the life we've known.
home. You me holy man no walk one time. Oh, 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 oh. We dare to believe in incredible things. Oh, 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 oh. With money plus we're ready to go.
This weather update is proudly brought to you by Money Plus, with you always.
The Money Plus weather report for the next 24 hours. In the southern region, Port Moresby, cloudy afternoon to evening with possible brief showers. Darrow, cloudy periods with occasional rain showers and thunderstorm. Kerama, cloudy periods with heavy showers to rain and possible thunderstorm. Alotau, cloudy periods with occasional rain showers and thunderstorm. And Popondetta, partly cloudy with rain showers and thunderstorm.
The weather update was proudly brought to you by Money Plus, with you always.
And that wraps up the news, sports and weather for Wednesday, the 2nd of July 2025. From all of us here, pleasant viewing and good night.
This news program was proudly brought to you by Smart Start Breakfast Biscuits and Gold Nuggets.